Hello, guys and girls. I hope you're doing well. Today, I'm going to be breaking down exactly how I personally study charts to gather data and build confidence in my model. I'm going to talk through step by step exactly how I do it, show you the templates and where I store all of the information and any spreadsheets I use so you can literally just copy this guide to gain experience and confidence in whatever trading model you are deciding to learn right now. This is the exact guide I needed when I first started studying charts, so feel free to copy exactly what I do. All the resources from this video are going to be completely free and linked in the description. So without further ado, let's get into my handy dandy Google Slides. Welcome to my PowerPoint on how I study charts to actually improve my trading. I've tried to make this PowerPoint really pretty, so I hope you appreciate it. This is also the third time I am filming this video because I had the audio off 2 times in a row because I'm an idiot. So yeah, a lot of effort put into this video. It's Friday at 6:30 in the afternoon, and I'm doing it because I want to get it out. So here we go. This is my exact framework, which I'm breaking down into bite-sized steps so you guys can literally follow the exact process that I have used to make progress in my trading journey. Starting off, I feel like most traders study their charts wrong. Now, that's not to say everybody does, but I feel like the way it's portrayed on social media really is off-putting. I think social media puts a big emphasis on backtesting, data gathering, and yeah, I'm all for that, but I think they're missing out the more important aspects of studying charts, which we're going to get into in this video. Chart study is not equal to backtesting. Chart study has so many more aspects to it, and I actually think backtesting is the final and last part which ties all of your study together. I think backtesting is the most boring and monotonous part, but I think there's other aspects which are more important. So here is my full chart study process without further ado. Step 1 is learning the content. Obviously, you have to learn and have a very good grasp on the different concepts you are going to use as part of your model before you can begin studying the charts. My personal learning journey involved 3 different aspects. I understood the basics. I read A Beginner's Guide to Day Trading. Now, I wouldn't recommend the book. You can find YouTube videos which summarize the basics in a way simpler format than the book does, but that is what I chose to do at the time. But you can just find any Beginner's Guide to Day Trading YouTube video that'll just teach you the basics, how to set up TradingView, how to paper trade on TradingView, what's a bullish candle, what's a bearish candle, just the super basics so you have a good idea when going into actually learning trading concepts. Now, that's not to say that this process won't work for anybody who trades other things. I personally trade ICT concepts, so if you want to go down that same route, I personally watched the ICT 2022 mentorship and some of the core content as well. The ICT 2022 mentorship, if you are going to learn ICT concepts, in my opinion, you should start here. It really does teach you the whole basics. This is a really good ground knowledge to ICT. You learn a lot from this mentorship. I personally learned a lot from this mentorship. I watched it start to finish, 1x speed, watched many of the videos over again, so best believe I put a lot of hours into this mentorship. I highly recommend that. I also watched the core content, as I said, so I watched some of the ICT videos on inversion fair value gaps, SMT, the one set up for life, which is how you involve session liquidity within your model, silver bullet. I watched a ton. Now, I want to emphasize this early. You do not learn trading concepts from just watching the video. I made vigorous notes while I was watching ICT. Like every 5 seconds I'm pausing the video and I'm writing like 5 paragraphs because there's a lot to learn, especially if you're brand new. You do not learn anything from watching the video passively in the background while you're scrolling on TikTok. So please actually put in an effort. You really think you're going to beat 90% of other people who are trying to do this? You're going to be in that top 1% from watching the video and not even making any notes? No. You need to actually learn the concept. ICT has different homework that he sets at the end of the videos as well, so make sure you're doing them. He tells you to go back in the charts, find examples, that type of thing. Step 2, arguably the hardest part of this whole process, in my opinion, is building a model. You can't just copy someone's model from a YouTube video. I don't think this personally works. I think a lot of quant traders would agree with me. If it was that simple, why is everyone not a millionaire? If I can't copy this person's 4-step framework every single day and make money, everyone would be a millionaire if it worked. There has to be some level of discretion. That's not me saying that these people posting their frameworks are unprofitable. I believe that some of them do actually make money, and fair play to them, but I don't personally believe you can follow their 4-step simplified framework and make money yourself without a high level of discretion, which they will have, but they want to simplify it it for you so that you'll watch the video, be engaged, be motivated, be inspired. I'm going to be real with you. It doesn't work. I've tried them. I've tried a lot of them and they do not work without a level of discretion, which I didn't have at the time because I was just starting out. For me to actually find a model that clicks with me, I had to strategy hop. I had to try a bunch of things. And now I've managed to find a model that works for me because I've stole different aspects from different models that feel comfortable. I used to trade inversion fair value gaps with S&T, targeting unfilled fair value gaps. It didn't feel comfortable whatsoever, but I'd watched a video on it. Everyone on social seemed to be doing it, so I was like, I need to trade this. It didn't work for me. It felt super uncomfortable. I didn't find any success with it. So I finally found something which really clicked with me. You'll know when it's your model for your personality. Everyone's different in trading. Everyone has something which suits them best. The model I'm trading now really feels comfortable. It really feels like everything is clicking. The jigsaw pieces are pushing together. That's how it feels. So feel different aspect from different models, try different things. You're going to have to strategy hop to find the one for you. Step 3 is learning your model. I think this is the most important part. Building the model is the hardest. Learning the model is the most important. So how do you actually learn a trading model once you have defined all of the different concepts and the different rules? I like to say that the best way to learn your model is through hindsight examples and to take the maths test approach. Now, what do I mean by the maths test approach? I personally studied maths, and the best way that we like to understand how to solve specific equations is by going through different examples and scenarios so that we recognize the type of equation when we get to exam conditions, which is when you're in the live market. For example, if you're learning how to solve a quadratic equation, you go through loads of different examples, different scenarios in your own time when you're studying, and then when you get to the exam, you recognize one of the scenarios and know the exact steps and framework to take to find the answer. This is my example of how I hindsight trade. I like to hindsight trade in TradingView Replay. I will mark out all of the analysis and my entry model and the trade I would have taken, and then I like to type with the text tool in TradingView all of my analysis, why I would have taken this trade, why my bias was a certain way, why my entry was there, why I took take profit there, and then I will screenshot this and add this into my Notion. Which leads me on to my next point, build a model portfolio. I am personally building a model portfolio in my Notion template. Well, this is actually Hannah's Notion template that she made. Hannah is pretty goated at Notion, and she's been kind enough to allow me to link it in the description for free. So if you want to use the same template as me, it's going to be linked in the description. I'm going to get that up now so you can have a little nosy. Here is our Notion gallery of our trade examples. So as you can see, we have inputted our trade examples. We have the screenshot with all the analysis on there. We have the asset, the session profile, earliest risk to reward, break even. We have the date, max risk to reward, news, time of entry. Obviously, all of these things you can edit to make it your own, whatever factors you want to track in there. I personally like to have this gallery up while I'm trading so that I can see what a good one looks like, what does an A+ setup look like, so I can constantly be reminded while I am trading the live chart. Step 4 is backtesting and data gathering. So as I said before, a lot of people like to emphasize backtesting. It's obviously important, it's part of the learning process, but I think this should be the last and final thing that you do. Data gathering and backtesting your model, understanding the stats, understanding your win rate, your risk to reward, understanding what a losing streak means for you in your model is super important for confidence, but I think it should be the last thing you do once you know this model like the back of your hand. My recommended platform for backtesting is FX Replay. Now, cheeky plug, I'm sorry. For the best discount for FX Replay, you can follow the link in the description and use code Claudia at checkout for a great discount, so feel free to use that. Now, that's not to say they do have a free trial, which I actually think is pretty good. So you could use the free trial, see how you like it, and then maybe get the paid version. The paid version does have a journal, so you can track all of your trades. It automatically gathers the data for you, so it allows you to avoid having complicated spreadsheets, all that jazz. As you can see on screen as well, FX Replay shows you the economic calendar. As you're going through past data, you can go through years and years of data and trade it like you're trading the live markets, and you can see how you would perform. Now, I also do keep a spreadsheet alongside my FX Replay journal, and the reason for this is because not many people talk about this, but I personally think emotions are still heavily involved when backtesting. And this is because every time you get a winning trade when backtesting, you get a dopamine hit. When you see that green P&L, you get that dopamine hit, which means the next trade, I rush my analysis, I rush the entry, and then I don't follow my rules. So I like to have a factor within my backtesting spreadsheet about whether I have followed my model, because then I can find the accurate data on my model. I can find the accurate win rate, the accurate average risk to reward, because I can just select the trades where I have followed the model, because I want to know the actual statistics, not just whether I'm being an idiot and not following my rules. This is how I like to lay it out. I have the date, the outcome of the trade, win, loss, or break even, the risk to reward. So if it's a win, how much risk to reward did I make? A loss, -1, and then a break even, the risk to reward's just going to be 0. What asset did I trade? Did I follow the model? Was there any news? What was my entry time? And what was the max risk to reward my trade ran? Because these different details can help you adjust accordingly in the future if you ever want to change your model. That brings me to the end of the video. I hope this was useful for you. I personally follow this framework, and if you are tuning into my streams and have been doing for a while, a lot of people have kindly said that they've noticed a significant improvement in my trading and my analysis, and it is completely due to this framework. So you can literally copy this step by step. If you do decide to do this, please let me know in the comments. I'd be really interested to see if you make any progress in your trading journey. That would make me so happy if someone does actually decide to do this and see significant progress. Yeah. If you did like the video, please make sure to hit the like button and comment any video recommendations you want me to make. I'm really trying to lock in with my YouTube journey right now, so drop any videos. I'm all ears. I want to make as much content as I possibly can. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you for sitting through 12 minutes of my yapping. Love you lots. Bye.